Welcome to an exciting episode of Kletus Ray's Roadside Service. We are driving a dry van today, 48-foot dry van with a lift gate. We're headed up to Lincoln, Nebraska. We got a has haul on our hands, butts. Okay, we got a bunch of barrels. Bunch of barrels. I don't know how many exactly right at this moment, but I got a list here. And as long as we follow the list, we'll be all right. I got stickers for everything, so it's gonna be an exciting day. Nice little drive to Lincoln. It ain't Tulsa, I'll tell you that. It ain't Tulsa, but did learn a fun fact about Tulsa here recently. Not a fun fact. I guess it is a fact, but I am gonna be running to Tulsa for a lot more than just. I thought I was gonna only have 2 more runs out there. I thought, all right, I'm gonna have 2 more runs. That'll be okay. No, turns out they had a spill at the place where I've been hauling from. They had a spill into a creek, which is no good. And we are also handling the spill containment abatement shit, because that's what we do at my company. We do shit like that. If you spill something in a river, we're gonna suck it up, and then we're gonna transfer it. Now I don't know. I guess it's the same chemical, so it's got to go to the same place. In Tulsa, I don't think they're going to change the location of disposal. But sounds like I would be hauling creek water. He said I had a guy tell me that we had 15 frac tanks, 21,000-gallon frac tanks, 15 of them that are going to be full and needing to train. That's going to be all year. Not all year, but 15 times 4 or 5, sometimes 5 or 6 sometimes. So 6 times 15 is 60 plus 30, 90, and 90 days of driving down, 90 times 2, because I can't drive down there twice in one day, or I have to do it every other day to get loaded. So 140 days of hauling. I mean, and they make it sound like it's going to be that, and it ain't going to be that. But I mean, I wish it would. I wish it would, buds. If I could, if I could have, what I say, 180 days worth of hauling, or working on that project, that'd be fucking cool. But I doubt it's gonna. They're probably gonna stick another tanker on the job, and maybe a couple of vac trucks and shit like that. And they're probably exaggerating on how much they're actually going to be getting. But I mean, if they're not, I'm okay with that. I like visiting Tulsa for an hour at a time. All right, you're slow as hell, so I'm gonna cut you off. Get out of here, container hauler. I think I'm going the right way. I gotta head north this time. I ain't heading south. I'm heading north. Yesterday went well. Turns out that place that I dump in Tulsa, I was just walking around, as I'm getting offloaded, and I look on the ground. I see these tiny little bones, but they're plastic. They're Lego bones. And I see Legos on the ground too. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Somebody dumped a bunch of Legos out here. And then when the guy came over, he's like, you see all them Legos on the ground? I said, yeah. I was like, "Why? I have never noticed them before." He's like, "Yep." And I don't. He didn't exactly say this, but I'm gonna kind of make it up a little bit as I go. Said, you know, all them display models, them Lego display models they put up in the stores and stuff, they got to get rid of them. And this is where they get rid of them. They put them into barrels and they ship them to us, and then we smash them and then dispose of them. I said, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, dude, we get all different types of Lego kits up in here. It ain't the Lego factory. That would be fucking cool. If you could get into, they probably melt their own shit down, because it turns out there are very expensive Legos, and some of the most expensive Legos are misprints. Like I saw one, it was worth like, I don't know, it was a little square. I don't know what to call Lego, an 8x2. I don't know what it is, and it just had one of those little Lego on the little nubs. It had it the wrong way, and it was worth like $300. That one little Lego piece. I don't know if you think you're getting on the highway, but you ain't with me fucking rolling by you. That's for sure. So I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I don't know where the Lego factory is, but if you look it up, and start digging through their trash, you might find some fucking real rare items in there. But I don't know. Don't do that. I ain't encouraging nobody to go scavenge the Lego dumpsters. I'm just saying, I found bones on the ground, and I did take a couple. He's like, yeah, take a couple. I'm like, all right. So I just had a pocket full of Lego bones, and took them home to my kids, and I got home. My kids were, I was like, I got you guys something, and they're like, what? And they run in, they're all excited because sometimes it's candy or a little toy or something. And I guess these are little toys, but I just reach in my pocket and I divvy up the bones and I give them to them. They're like, what the hell are these? And I'm like, hey, are you not going to be satisfied with the things I bring you? Not everything I bring you is going to be made of gold, okay? Sometimes I'm going to bring you some shit. What are these? I'm like, they're not candy. I can tell you that. Don't eat them. They're tiny little Lego bones. Uh, but yeah, grab you a couple of bones here, son. Come on over here. These are some bones for you. They didn't know what to do with them. I said, just put them in a special spot. They are worth a penny a piece, and the penny isn't even around anymore. So you can only buy 5 at a time, I think. I don't know. But yeah, very, very, very interesting. I gotta pause for a second. All right, and we're back. Sorry, I had to chug this coffee and the fucking thing. You know, you get a fresh coffee and it's all shaking around inside your truck, and then it's splashing all over the lid. You know, it's just like a Dixie cup or whatever, not with a lid, a Dixie lid or whatever. You know, coffee cup, little foam cup or whatever. And that shit dripped all in my fucking beard, which is normal. It's fine. I quit. I have not put sugar in my coffee. Never mind. I'm going to lie about that. I'm not lying. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you the truth. I thought I quit putting sugar in my coffee, but I forgot that yesterday I stopped off at a Casey's, you know, doing what I do. And I use the cappuccino machine. I don't use like the sugar or anything, all the shit they got sitting around there. I just put a little bit of cappuccino stuff in there. So I grab like a little French vanilla cappuccino salted macchiato or whatever the fuck in there. I just fill it up like a quarter of the way, and then I go to the coffee machine and I fill it up, and then I go put ice in it and I stir it up, and then not a lot of ice, just enough ice so you don't burn your fucking face off. Oh, I don't know how people do it. It's still the one of my greatest mysteries. People are like, I love hot coffee. I'm like, how in the hell do you put on the edge of boiling water in your mouth and then be okay afterwards. Like, anytime I get a coffee anywhere, it doesn't matter where the fuck it is, it's fucking hot, okay? It's a hot ass cup of coffee and people like it. I don't understand how. Am I just sensitive? Am I a little wuss boy? I don't know. I don't think I am. It's like, hey, I like a warm cup of coffee. I think it's a hot cup of coffee, but people, I'm like, these cups of coffee are so damn hot. And fun fact about hot coffee, everybody talks about the lady that had coffee spilled on her at McDonald's and won $1 billion or whatever the hell. Those are not the real figures, but she got a lot of money from McDonald's for spilling hot coffee on. All right, if you look into the actual story, like, if you spilt boiling water on your fucking crotch and you had to have skin grafts from your ass moved over to your crotch, I think you'd be suing too, especially if they didn't say, careful, hot liquid inside or something. So, yeah, I stand with the lady. I stand with her. I say, yes, quit giving us hot fucking coffee. I mean, now they labeled it so they can give it to you as hot as they fucking want. But I heard about a story one time somewhere where somebody ordered something for their child. Was it real life? Was it in, I don't think it was. I don't know. But anyway, somebody gave their child something. They ordered something clearly for a child, and they brought it, and then it like burned the kid, and they were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm the same way. I'm like, hey, listen, if I'm a chef and I'm cooking something, and I'm cooking up some ravioli or something else that's hot like a lasagna, and then there's also just a child's order of chicken nuggets, I'm gonna make sure them chicken nuggets ain't too fucking hot, because I know that that's gonna probably go to a child, unless my wife is there. And then she'll be like, these are fucking cold. But I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know. Some people just don't think about it, I guess. Do I think about it? I'd like to think I would, but I'm not in that situation. But now I have awareness of it. So I think even if I was put into a situation like that, I would think about it. God damn these burps. Ugh. Am I going the right way? Yeah, I am. Somebody put this fucking phone mount on the windshield of this truck, and it is in a really bad spot. I don't like it at all. I don't have my phone in it. I never use a phone mount on the windshield. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. Um, it's just like a bright light shining right in your face. I don't like it. But we're driving one of the newest tractors that we have here. It's a Kenworth T880, always. And I know these have the same Cummins engine in them, but this has got an upgraded starter. They got to have a super high torque starter or something on this. It sounds totally different when you fire this thing up. And I'm not going to look up the facts on it. I'm just going to say that's probably what it is. But it runs really good. I wonder what it tops out at. I'm hoping it's not 72. I hope it's the other truck that I've run down to Tulsa. That motherfucker. I mean, you can set the cruise control to 75, which is actually like 72. But you can hold the throttle down and you can get it to go a little faster. You can get it to, it'll say 79, 80 downhill, but you're not doing that. You're doing 75 maybe. But this one I'm doing 68. I'm passing cars like they're fools, which they are. And rolling down the road here. I mean, up the road because I'm headed north. I'll be closer to the Canadians. I'm on my way, buds. I'm not going to make it all the way, though. I'm only making it to Lincoln. And, yeah, so there's a facility out here. I don't know. They just call us to haul their hazardous waste, and they got a bunch of it. They paint, they powder coat, they do graphics and vinyls, and they also have like sandblasting and other shit like that. It's just like a bunch of they save it up, and then they call us up and they're like, hey, we got a big load for you. And we get all our stickers and labels and everything ready to go, get our manifests made up, because has loads, you got to have them perfect. You got to have them correct. So we got everything ready, and we're headed up there. Got up on time this morning, which is always ideal. My wife shoved me out of the bed. I was like, all right, I'll get up. I guess I'll get up. What are you doing? What are you doing? This motherfucker thought he's going to pass me on the right. Joke's on you, fuckhead. There's slow cars in the slow lane. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought there's slow cars in the slow lane? You dumb bitch. Fucking people. I mean, I'm already going a little above the speed limit, and then I got this fucking there's nobody in the fast lane. I'm in the center lane, and I'm passing slow cars in the slow lane, and this fucking jackwagon wants to fly up my passenger side, and they almost shot for the gap, and I let out of it just in case they were gonna. Oh, there they are. Oh, you need this exit? You gotta have. All right. Well, maybe that's why they weren't in the fast lane. But don't let the fast lane scare you. If you need to make an exit up ahead, and you got slow fuckers like me. Oh, we got a guy pulled over on the shoulder. Why do you not have hazards on? You're a DOT. Why do you... He's not a DOT that's going to give you a ticket, though. He's a DOT that's going to, like, have a big arrow saying, get the fuck out of the way. But he's just parked on the side of the road. No flashers, no nothing. He should have something. He's waiting for a crash, I guess. I'm all hyped up. Anyways, yeah, yesterday went well. Nothing exciting happened, really. I made it to my destination. I got offloaded. The new guy they got in the scale house is quick. He's a quick little bugger. By the time my rear tires of my tractor hit the scale, he's walking out the door and waiting on me when I get to the end of the scale. I like that. I like it a lot. Got scaled in, gave him my paperwork, turned around, drove over to the pit, and got my sample and started offloading, picked up some bones, and then picked all my shit up, shut everything down, and got back on the scale, and then headed out. And I always stop off at a Quick Trip. There's a Quick Trip truck stop down there. I don't know if it's in Tulsa or near Tulsa. It's outskirts, suburbs of Tulsa. I don't know. But it's down there off I-44. Or, 44. And got me some chicken taquitos with some cheese dip. It was actually really good. They got the chili cheese dogs. You go over there with the chili cheese. You get the cheese. You just put some of the cheese in the little ramekin. That's what those little cups are called. They're called ramekins, if you didn't know. Now you do. Use it. Impress somebody with that. Like, hey, give me one of those little side cups. And you're like, oh, a ramekin? Is that what you mean, a ramekin? And like, no, what the fuck is that? You're like, it's called a ramekin. Look it up. I worked in the food industry for a little bit. I know what a ramekin is. It's called a ramekin. and I don't know how to spell it. Ramikin. Could be correct. I bet you if you Google it, it'll probably pop it up. Um, and then I just started my journey back. Trying to think of anything that happened on my way there around. Oh, I got a fucking job alert. Guy's trying to hire me. I knew a guy that worked at this place once before, and I applied at that place a long, long, long time ago because it seemed I met one of those guys out on the road, and he was talking about how it was a good job or whatever. So I applied. It was just like construction hauling. So they haul like pallets of brick and concrete and just anything that goes to Home Depot. Really, they even do wood, whatever. And it popped up on my thing, but turns out they have another problem. They have a problem with insurance also. Why are they all these jobs? It seems like a good job, and then they hit you with, oh, you're gonna have to pay a lot for insurance. Why? Hey, how about you just make me not pay a lot for insurance, and maybe we'll make it work out. But I did. I taught. That's how I found out about the insurance. I called the guy that I knew that worked there once before, and that's what he told. He said it was a great job. If they would have helped me out with insurance a little bit, I'd still be there. I was like, okay, well, I don't want to go to a place and need help immediately, so I'm gonna pass on that. Um, but then he also let me know of another guy that does heavy hauling locally here in Kansas City. So I'm thinking about giving that guy a call because I guess that guy uh, was saying, "Oh, you could get a job where I work." And he's another guy I worked with at the lumberyard. Old Jay Redbeard is what I've always called him. Jay Redbeard. He's just a wild motherfucker. Kind of looks like Oliver Anthony, just a little bit more drug use or something, maybe. He slept in the alleys a couple of times, like a city Oliver Anthony. And I do want to apologize. I don't know if I need to apologize or not, but I had bad thoughts. I used to not like Oliver Anthony. He came out. He had an awesome song, and then I don't know. It sounded like he was after the money when he got on Joe Rogan. He just gave me the vibe that he was like, he had a lot of heart and soul. And then as soon as he found out he's the most popular man on the planet, he's like, I'm gonna make a lot of fucking money. And I'm like, oh man, come on, keep being true. And then he proved me wrong shortly after that episode that he was on Joe Rogan. Uh, where he's like, oh no, I ain't. Oh, he stood up to some people, which was pretty cool, and I like listening to his songs now. I don't have any on my playlist. Maybe I should add some. Is more of a recent revelation that I decided I liked him again. But I don't like that. Sometimes you want to agree with somebody as a person instead of just liking their music. You know, Brantley Gilbert, I have a problem with him. Whenever he's like, I'm an 18 wheeler with a brake line cut flying through your town or something. I'm like, hey, no, that's not how it works. If you cut a brake line, you're losing your air and the brakes are gonna apply. Yeah, yeah. If you knew truck anatomy, I'd probably be listening to you. But he just pissed me off whenever he's like, I'm an 18 wheeler with a brake line cut flying through your town or whatever. I'm like, that doesn't make sense at all. And I guess that segue. segues me to another thought that I've always had is like, hey, if you're having a police chase with a semi truck, call me up, okay? I think I can help you stop that semi. And there's a lot of truckers out there that probably feel the same way. If you see a police chase in a semi truck and they're like, oh, we can't stop him, he's unstoppable. It's like, no, semis are one of the easiest motherfuckers to stop. Grab a shotgun, shoot them fucking little brake pods on the back of his trailer. He won't be going anywhere real soon. He'll lose air quickly. Make him hit the brakes a bunch of times. Get in front of him. Make him hit the brakes a bunch. He'll fucking lose all his air. He'll be dead in the water. You'll get him. He might be running. He might be fast on his feet, but that's I'm not about all that. You're gonna have to figure that one out. I don't know how to stop a man if he's running too fast. Get a dog, I guess, but I don't know. It makes me cringe when I think of one of them police dogs biting you. I'm like, oh God, that's gotta hurt. Have you ever been bit by a dog before? God, it hurts. God, it hurts. I've never been bit though. Not hard. I mean, play bite, and they get a little rough, but they're not trying to rip your fucking jugular out. That's oof. And I mean, it is kind of funny, but not funny. It's the situation is funny, but the circumstances is not funny. Whenever the police have a dog and they're like, and it like starts to attack the wrong person, you're like, oh shit. Like that's not funny because that person was innocent and you made them bite them, or they accidentally, they got a little carried away and they just started biting. Because dogs are like, I don't know who I'm just biting somebody. Uh, if you want to, I don't know, you gotta learn them commands. I guess. Yeah, if you're gonna run from the cops, learn the dog commands. Do a little bit of research into German Shepherd police dog training, and I think you could. Hey, I don't know what the German word is for shit. Sight, sight, sight. And the dog will just sit, and then you could just be like, I don't know, use some other commands. Roll over, what? Run out of it. I don't know how to do German. We do have a scale house approaching. Got a scale house. I'm about to go through it. Got 2 or 3 miles. But well, the last time I drove through here, I-29 North, uh, they had it like blocked off. So fingers crossed. I don't know. There's nothing I'm hiding, but you can never tell if they're gonna do a random inspection on you, and that really just fucks everybody's day up. Like, well, you could get $75 if you pass. Yeah, but they can also find anything wrong with anything without any evidence and write you up. They can just be like, yep, you have a fucked up brake line down here. You're like, well, that's not fucked up. They're like, got to get it fixed or you ain't moving, bud. And there's nothing you could do. That's why you can't get cocky with DOT. I know it sucks. As a truck driver, you don't have any rights when somebody pulls you over. If you're in your car and you're not a deal, you're just a regular guy without a CDL, and you're just driving around and a cop pulls you over. Yeah, I feel you do have the right to refuse to, do some things if you don't want to, or be a little bit hard going, and they will, they're held to a little bit of a higher standard. DOT doesn't, they are. Hey, I like them. They're good to have. They do catch some shit, but most of the time they're just pestering fucking truckers and collecting money for the state. Is how I feel, and I'm sorry I feel that way, but it just I don't know, man. I don't know. And yeah, way station closed. They have a big sign on the sign saying closed. So we ain't got nothing to worry about right here. But sometimes when that way station is closed, it's because they're sitting in the middle of the highway. They're looking for somebody. So just because it says closed doesn't mean hammer down and fly past. You know, maybe sometimes they're sitting out there. They're like, yeah, we're closed, but I'm not, and they'll roll out and get you. But oh man, I'm going through a lot of thoughts quickly. I chugged this coffee. I'm fired up. Yeah. So yesterday, got all that shit done. Got to the shop, took a shit, and went home. Had a nice little drive home in the truck. So last time I worked on my '92 Silverado with the 4.3 liter TBI non-vortex, just the fucking TBI 4.3. Um, I took apart the throttle body and a little bit. I didn't take it all the way apart, but I did take it apart a little bit because I was looking to see if the injectors were flowing properly. And you can see once you take that little spacer plate out, you can see it pretty clearly. And your air mixture's all fucked up because you got the everything off at the top. There's no restriction whatsoever for air, but uh, I did take those little star nuts, star bolts, whatever, hex, what are the star nuts or whatever out, and I ripped a couple of the the gaskets that go in there. And I said, well, that's probably fine. I'll just tighten it real tight. And I think I do have a problem with that. I think I'm in the market for a throttle body repair kit just to clean it up and eliminate that problem. It's going to be a pretty cheap deal, and it shouldn't take too long. And I think a clean throttle body is a happy throttle body. So I don't think I'm going to have too much. I don't know if that's part of my problem though, but I know if one of those gaskets is a little off and you got fuel, not, you know, fuel and air coming in at the wrong places at the wrong times, they can fuck some shit up. But I don't know. The thing runs. And it runs way better than it used to, but it's still not where it needs to be. I also need to get a wire brush, turn that fucker on, lay down underneath the engine, and put a wire brush on that balancer on the front, because I need to be able to see my timing marks, and I can't see shit. Okay, I got a timing light and it's just flashing. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. You want to get the timing mark into the same, look at it and try to get it, in the right spot, but it's difficult. And there's like a little tube on mine, and I thought maybe that tube is where you're supposed to look, but there's so much shit in the way. I don't know how are you supposed to time your truck with your power steering pump and what else is over there? I think just a couple of idler pulleys. And that was another thing I noticed is I got a couple of wobbly idlers. Now I ain't getting no belt squeak. My belt's in good shape. But some of those idlers are a little fucking wiggly, and that might be something I want to take care of before it becomes a problem out on the road. I'll go grab a new belt, a couple of new idlers, and that ain't gonna change anything whatsoever about how it runs. But if those things do start squeaking real bad, that'll be annoying. If they fail or seize up, that's not good. You don't want that happening. Or if they just straight up fall the fuck off, or get too wobbly that your belt falls off, and you'll be like, oh shit, on the side of the road, like, fuck, my water pump ain't going, my alternator ain't going, my power steering ain't going, because I only have one belt on mine. I only have one belt, but yeah. So moving on, I did make it home. Everything was fine. Made it home. Went inside to a lasagna feast. That's why I brought up lasagna earlier, as I had lasagna last night, and it was good. It was real good. My wife went to Trader Joe's. I've never had anything ever from Trader Joe's, but I always see like influencer things on. They're like, oh, go to Trader Joe's and get the blah blah blah. That was a DOT, and I was going a little bit, but it was downhill. It was downhill, officer. He ain't bothering me. That's nice. I said I was doing 75 in a 70, but 75 is actually only 73, so he ain't bothering me. I could leave this bitch floored. Anyway, yeah, she went to Trader Joe's and got a lasagna. It was good. It was good. It was just a nice little lasagna. And the kids liked it. I liked it. She liked it. We don't get a meal that everybody likes all the time. So that was pretty nice. There's other things at Trader Joe's that I've seen that I want to try. I can't remember what they are, but they got all different kinds of bullshit up in there. I thought it was like the American Aldi's is what it was, but apparently it's a totally different type of store. She said it was. She went on Sunday. She said it was completely packed at 8 o'clock at night. So I don't know if there's a sale going on or if it's just busy all the time. But I didn't even know we had one around here, but we do. Uh, and then yeah, you know, made the kids clean up all their toys, put them to bed, and then I sat down and on the computer and I downloaded a new PlayStation 2 game for my computer. You're gonna have to go to I ain't gotta go back. I'll tell you. There's a website where you can download PlayStation 2, well, any console games up to Xbox 360 and I think PlayStation 3. But you can go to this website and just download games, and it doesn't feel illegal. It's so easy that it feels like it's okay. So it's probably fine. But you got to download a PlayStation 2 emulator. I got PCSX2XII something. I don't know what I got. But I downloaded a PlayStation 2 emulator, found the right files I need off of Reddit, got it downloaded, got it on the computer, downloaded the games, downloaded 7-Zip, which is another file extraction tool, apparently. My brother told me about it. I don't know nothing about computers. And then they show up in this thing, and then you double click on them, and you can play the game. I played Driver 3, which that needs some work. It's not the same. It's not as good. The open world games are kind of hard, I guess. Maybe not. Maybe just that game. But I know Driver 3 is not super great. So I'm probably not going to ever play that one again. But I did play it a little bit. I downloaded Test Drive Eve of Destruction, which is a demolition derby game, which is one of my all-time, probably my favorite game of all time. The most bestest game I've ever played. It's exactly what I want it to be. It is PlayStation 2, so it could use an update, but they're not going to do that. But it's amazing. I love that game so much. But then I downloaded another game last night. I did try to download Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4, and it didn't really work. Or it was too big or something. I don't know. So that download failed, and I just gave up on it. I could probably try again, or just leave it overnight or something. Maybe, I don't know. But I downloaded the third game on there that I downloaded is Freestyle Metal X. Oh shit, boys! I played that game for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours last night. I made it through the tutorial. I beat the whole first region. I did the challenges. I did the big jump, or I did the stunt thing, and the race. There's like 4 events on there, and then there is a free ride. But I don't know. I think free ride is just like, okay, you unlocked it, now you can ride here if you want to. And that game is fucking awesome, dude. Now that I've played newer games where you use different buttons to do different things, it is kind of hard to get used to the old ways of doing things. You know, using X for a throttle and square for a brake is kind of fucking ridiculous, but that's the way it is. That's how I played it growing up, so that's the way I've been playing it now. And I have a PlayStation remote hooked up to my computer. You know, you can Bluetooth them on there. You know that, right? I hope you do. I hope you know. You can Bluetooth a PlayStation 3. Oh, I have a PlayStation 4 remote hooked up to it, so I can play other games. I play BeamNG. I play Motortown. There's a couple other games that I played a little bit, but it's mainly BeamNG, Motortown, and now these PlayStation 2 games that I'm just in love with, man. And I wonder if the PlayStation 2 emulator will play PlayStation 1 games. Not sure. I know the consoles were backward compatible, but I don't know if this emulator is backward compatible. There really aren't any PlayStation 1 games that I want to play, though. You know, the graphics are it's just too far out, man. Like, I love that I played them growing up, but we're at a different level now. PlayStation 2 graphics, obviously they're not great, but it doesn't matter. These are the fucking games. I'm doing wheelies and stoppies and power braking and turbo boost and all kinds of stuff on Freestyle Metal X. And there's all those challenges where it's like wheelie up this ramp and stoppy down the other one, and then do 5 loops in the thing, and it's just so much fun. And then the dirt bikes are fully customizable. You can buy different dirt bikes. They have like different engine stats and everything. But like the plastics, you can change the plastics up. You can change what the tank plastics are, the front fender, the fork guards, the number plate, the handlebars, the seat, the side plates, the rear fender, the swing arm, the rims. You can change everything about the bike. It's fucking sick. So yeah, I played that a lot last night, and it's so much fun. So now I have my 2, and that one's, I mean, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was probably my favorite, but I'm not into, I don't know. Grand Theft Auto is Grand Theft Auto. I'll play, I don't really care to play these ones anymore, really, which kind of sucks, but it's not horrible. Now, I played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on Netflix. If you download Netflix on your phone, you can play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on it. It's weird. All right, buddy. I got behind you. I was hauling ass. I got behind you. You're empty. I thought you'd go faster than that. You were going faster than that. Now you're slow again. Come on, flatbedder. Hammer down, bud. TMC. I know you got more under the hood than that. Maybe he's trying to make up some time or slow down some time. Uh, yeah, I had a lot of fun playing that game. It was such a good game. And then I sat on the couch for a little bit, watched Linus Tech Tips. That's a really fun YouTube channel to watch. He's a big ass YouTube channel. He don't need no help from nobody. But they bought an old projector screen TV, with the mirror and the projector and the 3 bulbs or whatever. And they're like, this is old as shit. And then they're like, we're gonna make this updated. And they put a flat screen TV where the screen was, and then behind the TV they put 4 consoles. They put a computer, like a badass PC, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and then the Wii. I thought they put something else, but maybe I was wrong. But anyways, and then they just made this badass TV that does anything and everything. And it was like, damn, that is pretty fucking cool. I like that a lot. Anyways, if you're bored and looking for something to watch on YouTube, just look up Linus Tech Tips and check it out. I enjoy his content. Some good shit. And yeah, I mean, I'm just trying. I don't know. I don't really have anything else. That's about all I did. Oh, my wife was diamond painting, putting diamonds on little things. She was doing that while I was playing my game. We were listening to Taylor Swift together. Well, I was listening to the music off of Freestyle Metal X. It's got some bangers on there, bud. Uh-huh. Got something stuck to my tooth. And yesterday, yeah, I caught up on almost all of my podcasts. Another weird thing that I did is I went through and I deleted no, I didn't delete, but I just unfollowed a lot of podcasts. I wanted, because whenever I go to my podcast and I hit the what's new button or whatever, there's so much shit in there that I'm never going to listen to. And it's like, there's other channels that I want to watch, or not watch, but listen to. So I got rid of a lot of bigger, channels and stuff, and I kept all the small ones. So I was hoping this would load. I got Backroad Friends. Listen to that one. They just had an episode come out. Handicapped Monkey. Great episode. Loved it. Oh, that one. I need to delete that one. I need to delete. What? It didn't delete them. They're still all here. Oh, God. I got the Harland Highway. It's not a small podcast, but that's a great podcast to listen to if you just want to listen to some nonsense. Either get on mine or get on Harlan Highway because he's awesome. I got Soder. I don't listen to Soder all that often, but maybe I will now. Don't want to listen to it. Don't want to listen. Rodeo Time with Dale Brisby. That's a good one. Kletus Ray's Roadside Service. Hey, check it out if you want. You already are. Bad Friends. I kept Bad Friends because I do like that one. Tim Dillon Show. Got to keep that one. But so I got rid of a lot. So this is way better than it was before. But ADHP, Adulthood Pending, New Year, Same Problems. Great episode. Loved it. Those guys have been killing the podcast game. They've been doing it great. Love listening to them. I don't know how to get rid of the flagrant Patreon, but it's on here. I tried to delete it, and I don't know how to. Broken Wingnuts, that goes hand in hand with Backroad Friends. They release 2 episodes at the same time every week. Those guys are up in Canada. They talk about trucking. They talk about off-roading. They talk about, just people problems. And they're also a silly bunch of dudes, fun to listen to. Three-Wheeled Bicycle Podcast, Run It's Midnight 1999. Great episode. Loved it. Stevie V out of Wyoming. Doing great shit. He's been taking off like crazy. Because he's been doing other podcasts, like other bigger podcasts. He's been a guest on them. He's been having awesome guests. Go check out the Three-Wheeled Bicycle Podcast. This is another one. I haven't listened to this one yet, but it's called What's Up, Dad? And it's I found it off of the Facebook group, so it's a smaller podcast. But interested in getting on that. There's a Get Out and Drive podcast, but I don't know. I don't even know who that is, but it's a good, car. They talk about cars and stuff. Life is Fast podcast. That's about dirt bikes, guys. This guy, he's into any power sports, really. And this is only his 4th episode, but I really enjoyed it. He had a 4-wheeler, a guy that rides a 4-wheeler, races one on there, and that was a great podcast. Joe Rogan, Matt and Shane, Nate Land, this past weekend. Where are the other ones? I don't know. There's a bunch. Trying to think of anybody I missed. The Middle of the Road podcast. They're out in Kansas. I think Wichita. They are a great group of people over there. Another honorable mention is 10 for 10. They got their hard rock band, 2-piece band. They've been putting out all kinds of content. I started following them on Facebook, so I get to see all their stuff here and there. And I met them through, well, I didn't meet them, but I found them through Stevie V out of Gasper. And they tour all over the place. I'm actually in St. Joe right now, and they just did a tour out here in St. Joe, or had a show out here, which is kind of fun. Walk Like a Mailman. Here it is. Number 103, Air Guitar Hero. Found those guys off of the Facebook group. Been a fun little banter back and forth between us. Those guys are awesome. Love listening to them. They talk about what it's like to be a mail carrier. And there's a lot more to it than what you would think, It's not just driving a little fucking weird-looking truck around and throwing paper in boxes, There's a lot more to it, and it's really fun to listen to. And they have a really good setup on their podcast. They have a bunch of different segments. and events and guests, and it's an awesome one. It's a really awesome one. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing here. Sure there is. Uh, this past weekend with Theo Vaughn. Yeah, there's a lot of podcasts, and I've caught up on everything. So, except for the What's Up Dad, I haven't checked that one out. That's really just one I found on Facebook, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. I'll check that out. And because I'm a dad, maybe I want to hear other dads talk about something. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't heard it yet, but I'm gonna give him a shout out anyways. We're getting close to the hour mark. I don't give a shit about hour marks or whatever, but I feel like it takes an hour to get through most of my thoughts day to day. And we're there. We're there just about. One thing we can, I guess, elaborate on is tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be an okay day, I think. Going to come in. We have 3 vac boxes we got to clean, I believe. Going to get some vac boxes cleaned up, full of this paint. Going to have to hang out with my buds at the shop, rinse these motherfuckers out, suck them up, and then go get loaded. I got to go to the back to the facility where I've been hauling all that shit from and get another big old load, so I can deliver that shit to Tulsa on Thursday. And so there might not be a podcast tomorrow because I'll be at the shop, but maybe there will be. Maybe something will happen. Maybe something will happen. I just hope it's not an early day. I want it to be a regular day, a long day, a good day. Got to make that money, honey. Got some damaged guardrail right here. Wow, somebody really fucked that one up. Good luck fixing that, motherfucker. Adios. Keep all 18 down. We're going to talk to you later. Bye-bye.